Put all the documents up as we go through them on the screen up here. I have loaded everything on the flash drive, and so I'm going to kind of walk through this. The first thing is the ground rules. As I mentioned at the meeting, it's pretty hard to be the facilitator and the participant. I know some of you have done workshops like this, so you know I'm talking about kind of drinking it out of the role. Very occasionally, when I have a chance to say something quick, to share that I will. Other than that, I'm going to try to stay in my role as facilitating the meeting. So I won't be participating. I will be keeping minutes, so this does not match that, by the way, just to let you know. I have a set here that I'm working off of. This I will use to generate the minutes, and that's independent on a separate laptop over there, so I'll be looking over there. I will also be asking you from time to time if we have any volunteers for keeping track of some of the things that will be listed. So if people have the urge to get up and write and move around, you can beat your fellow board member by saying, I'll go right on the board here. I'll do a list. So, those of you that would like to do that, that would be great. In terms of the goals for the day, in your folder here, you have all the documents that we'll be working from, and on these are yours to keep. It's a great way to start working together, building children's future. So on the inside cover, there's a couple things on the first tab that I want to direct you to. There's the agenda, and that's in these plastic things. So there's the agenda. For your information, I wanted to share the 13 questions that we sat down. Remember, these were guiding questions because we talked about a lot more, and the conversations with you generated other questions, and we really had a great chance to just get to know each other and have a conversation. So this is just for your record later on for informational purposes. And then there's another document which I don't want you to review right now, but I want you to be aware it's there because we're going to come back and we're going to revisit this. Because this is I called it abbreviated annotated composite responses gleaned from superintendent's interviews. Because I want to make it clear sort of my notes and interpreting what I heard and kind of pulling that together. So we'll have a chance, to review that, and that will tie in to some of the things that we'll be talking about today, and validate perhaps some of the issues that get raised today. So we will go through the agenda. I hope to cover all the topics. We will be going from 9 to 12. I'm not familiar with the area. I don't know if we can walk or drive, but we're going to do lunch. I have an hour for that. If we all go to the same place, I'll use my credit card so that I can just do one slip and reverse later on. I'm looking at the district having a card. Every district I've been in, we've had one, and it's used like 3 times a year. This will be one of those times, so it's very rare to use it, but it's kind of incredibly convenient.
Yes.
Pardon?
Very handy.
Yeah. So, and I never let anyone use it. I've had one in every district I've been in as a superintendent for 17 years. And unless like the human resources planning an event and we need something, it's so people don't have to put cash out of their own pockets. So it's not handed out. I'm a keeper of it. Thank you. So in terms of defining success for the workshop, I wanted to sort of get in front of that and talk a little bit about that, which is not up on the screen, but we're on more into that topic. Paul came a little bit early, and I talked to him about has he participated in these, have they been useful or not. I guess to summarize, somewhat useful. And so some of that has to do with what are the expectations when you first come into a meeting like this. And so what I'm looking at is that we're trying to establish a foundation that we can all agree on that are the most important issues to you as a board. Some of this is about the district, some of this is about some thinking about planning and getting big ideas. But the focus really is about you as a board, working as a board. I'm hoping that we can identify some areas that are the big ideas that we collectively say, yeah, these are things that we all would like something to be done about. And the follow-up will be my responsibility to then put this all together, bring it back and say, here are some of the things we talked about. Let's talk about a strategy. Let's talk about a plan. How do we do this? And the follow-up will be at your regular meeting. So this is sort of a workshop. Well, this is a workshop session to collect that kind of information. I want to be clear that what we're not doing today is we're not solving problems. Right? That's not what kind of a workshop this is. We're identifying areas of concern, but we're not solving any problems today. I'm hoping that we can identify what are key issues in your mind that you would like to accomplish in the next 2 to 3 years. And the most important thing, if I were to put this in just a few words, this is really about building a foundation to build on as we go forward. So that's today. I want to pause and hear, because I'm very flexible in this. Do you have an expectation that you want to see if we fit in one of these topics, or we make sure that we address at some point? Because we can pause a little bit. So did you have an expectation coming this meeting? Okay, at 4 o'clock when I walk out, you're going to say, that was a good meeting. Or you're going to say, that was a horrible meeting, because you had in your mind.
I had in my mind that we were all going to meet as a group. We're all fairly new, Vince and I are brand new. And talking to folks, I don't think anyone really understands the plan of where we're going, what we want to do for the school. I will feel that it will not be successful for me if I walk out of here without some type of framework for a short, mid, and long-term plan and direction for our district. So and where we fit into that as a school board.
So you're going to be partially disappointed.
Not partially.
Because
I will be.
because we're going to do some of those pieces.
Right.
We're front loading this, and we're going to pull together important topics and things that we need to address that will be part of the plan. The plan is going to come after this meeting.
And that's
but
fine.
you have to start somewhere to build a foundation, and that's what we're trying to do. So we won't walk out with a plan in your hand, but you'll walk out saying, as a board, we've collectively sort of got together on we'll be ready to go to the step of let's start looking at what that plan's going to look like. I think we'll also have some direction to that. So that's why I'm saying you're going to be partially happy.
I don't need it in writing today, but I want all of us to understand what our direction is, how we can move forward.
Direction and plan. Marge? Marjorie?
I'm hoping to come away with a better understanding of where all the other board members are coming from.
Okay.
It's very difficult at a regular board meeting to express thoughts and opinions about issues that are maybe not on the table for the agenda or whatever. And I'd like to get a feel from everybody. And I'm hoping that that we're in sync.
Mm-hmm.
Or that if we're not in sync,
Get a consensus.
we can get a consensus of where, just to get a feel for where we all are.
So I think you're going to be happy when you leave. Because that's the focus of the meeting really is to have that conversation where we listen to each other. The problem with the board meeting is it's so task oriented. You come in, you sit down, you have an agenda, you've got a taskmaster that's got the responsibility to get you through this agenda in a reasonable amount of time, and he does that job well, but it doesn't allow for lots of dialogue. And it certainly doesn't allow for, let's have a conversation about what is it we're trying to do here. So that's what this meeting is about. So it's about sharing and trying to build some consensus.